gents, you all ready?
No.
We've got Johan and we've got Jaco here. Floor is open, thank you.
Johan, was there a palpable difference between what you expected from the Sharks today and what we saw there?
No, I mean, we always knew it's going to be physical and bruising, and you know, obviously the set phases was quite competitive, and that's what we expected. So from that side, you know exactly what happened. But I think both sides. I don't know how Robert's going to feel, but I don't think we played at good enough intensity. If you compare the other games this morning and stuff, you know, I think we all got a lot of hard work to do if we want to go further in the competition in our intensity and so on. So yes, from our side, you know, we can only judge ourselves and just our accuracy, and we lost ball in contact and all those things wasn't good enough. Obviously proud of the guys for achieving what they did achieve in the season by being on top of the lock and being in the playoffs. I think it's better than not being in the playoffs. You know, the teams that probably look back at those who didn't be even sadder than us. But so we have to take that positives. But the Sharks going to test you always. You know, always the last game at Ellis Park was just also a dog fight, and nothing changed today.
And the set phases, how satisfied were you?
We ended strongly, and you know, there was good moments, but obviously we have to go look at the penalties that we gave away at scrum time and fix it. We've got a week to fix it, and again, it's about that small little things. You can't oversee that. You can't get momentum. You can't get phases going. You know, your backs is not launching as well as they have to. If you give a penalty away, they kick you down 30, 40, 50 meters. You have to defend again. So, you know, those little things. And there was soft moments like the try we gave away, you know, unnecessary. Put yourself under pressure. So there's a lot of work-ons for us coming before next week.
Johan, having said all of that you guys didn't play at your best, do you think you're in a better position this year to push for the title than you were last year?
Yeah, obviously one has to take confidence and you know, if you can call it joy by being first. So now you know there's no game that you will play away from home. It's in your own hands, so we are definitely in a better position. But saying that, you know, the reality is if to get there, we have to be better because everything is zero. The lock points is not going to mean anything for us. If next Saturday, regardless, I said now to Sways and them, I said, you know, everybody expect the Sharks to come out and throw everything at us. I said it could have been the Highlanders, it could have been the Chiefs, it could have been the Hurricanes, it could have been the Stormers, doesn't matter. The side is going to come next week, is going to throw everything to us, and you know, we must do the same back, and the only difference is we're at home, and that's for us is great to have a great crowd and our home fans there.
Johan, with saying that, is it again zero now, seen as you played the Sharks today and you're playing them next week? Is there anything you can carry through there, or is it literally a new game?
Well, you know, the confidence is there. It still stays a huge task to come to Kings Park and beat them at their own ground. You have to take confidence out of that. I think a few years ago we struggled to beat the Sharks in any kind of game, yeah. So to come down and beat them, you know, it shows that the team grown in composure, and you know, they can play these, call it knockout games, and so yeah, so there's a lot to take in, but you know, the reality is, like I said, you know, no side can be taken lightly, and doesn't matter who's on the other side, what jersey they wear, the lock points and scoring 80 tries or whatever, you know, it's not going to mean anything. We have to fix everything in a week, get mentally ready for the challenge, and also physically, and we have to go look at the video and analyze and see where we can improve.
Jaco, how much comfort do you draw from the fact that it's now in your hands now, basically? I think you won the last 13 on the trot in this block. How much comfort do you draw from that?
Yes, obviously we're in a good position, and I really believe, as Coach said, the confidence is high. but you can't go in conference. You still have to go out and do the work. On the day it's 0-0, so you can't be comfortable. Even it starts on Monday. The hard work starts on Monday. The guys can't just pitch on Saturday and think they're going to play a good game. So as Coach said, there's lots of things to fix, and it will start on Monday, and the hard work will start on Monday, and then we'll take it through to the weekend.
Johan, this whole week the Sharks players kept on going back to that match at Ellis Park, you know the one I'm talking about. Do you think they're capable of replicating that again, or what do you expect from them next week?
I really believe, it's like, any game in the past, you can't, to me, if you look at our season last year, the fact that the Crusaders came and beat us at Ellis Park, and then we replayed them in the quarterfinals, and we beat them, so what I'm saying is it's a new game totally. I don't think any of the teams can read anything, not they when they played us there, and not us when we played here now and beat them. It's going to be a new 80 minutes. Both coaches, I believe, will look at tactics and see where they can adjust, and it's going to be an 80 minutes performance where the side with the least mistakes, that under pressure, penalties, discipline, all those things will come in play. So so we're not going to look back at that game or tonight's game. We're going to start fresh and respect them for what they can bring, and it's the main thing is we were in this situation last year, and we are back at home, and it is nice to play at home, but it's not going to do the job for us if we don't pitch up and put in a better performance than tonight.
Yeah, I know it's still coming to terms with it being top of the log and what's ahead of you now, but is there added pressure now with being at the top? The expectation is to continue towards the semi-finals, finals, whereas the Sharks are coming in as 8th, have lost you twice, not really pressure on them. Do you guys feel that you have to win it and it might affect you in any way?
I think there's definitely going to be pressure on all the sides playing in the quarters, even more so on the home sides, in the sense that everybody will see them as favourites. But I do believe that our mindset is going to be like for any other game. We've got two reasons why we play the game. One is to honour God for the talents that He gave us, and two, to score tries. That's why we play the game. We want to play exciting brand. We want to, be up there with players enjoying the game, and we haven't changed that mindset in any game. Not last year, not this year, and we're going to still do it on Saturday. We're going to play as any other game, and the result will look after itself, and then we can worry about what's coming for us now. Again, it's to improve on tonight's performance, and I'm talking about we must massively improve, and therefore to get a result. But we're not going to add pressure and say, we must be a little bit more conservative and do this and that. The guys know, we will live and die by playing exciting brand of rugby.
Johan, were you surprised when you saw the Sharks team announcement and there was no Kerwin Bosch?
I mean, it's always, Robert will know the reasons, it's only when you work with players and you know each player by heart and strength. I worked with Luwazi at the SAA side, and I love him. I think he's a great player, either or fullback wing. He's got X factor, so again, they'll know the reasons why they did it, and the reality is Kerwin can come on 10 and 15 and also add value to the game with his boot, etc. So again, we were not surprised, but it's nice to have those quality of players, and you can chop and change.
Johan, what's your take on after the decision that Southern Kings and the Cheetahs have been ex from the Super Rugby? Do you think we are still, and the Federation is still fighting with our government in terms of transformation? But if you look at your side, they're full of call it that they got the players who need transformation. What you take? The decision you think was taken based on the future of the South African rugby, or just because the team was not financially stable?
No, I mean it's a sad day for those two unions. They've played quality rugby, especially the Kings. You know, had some tremendous wins this year, and there's quality players. They've developed, you know, all over again. I've had the privilege to work with Andile and with Mpimpi at the SAA side, and I truly believe they've got the potential to go all the way, you know, Springbok level, and play at any team. But so it would have been great to see those players still in Super Rugby. The reality is the competition changed, and you know there was a committee and decisions were made. And you know, if you ask me, maybe I've said it before, maybe we should have just gone back to the old way that cut the Argentinian and the Japan side out. Why must they get a freebie only after 1 season or 2 seasons? So that's just my view, but maybe I'm biased towards the South African teams. And then, you know, the good thing for them is that other than the Lions, when we got cut, we were standing in the cold, nobody worried, and creating a competition for us. At least SA Rugby now went and sorted that the Kings and the Cheetahs can play in a quality competition in the Pro 12, and that's a massive, that can be massive for them as players to grow, to learn Northern Hemisphere, to play, challenge yourself. So they're better off than what we were when we got you know, relegated out of the competition. But again, you know, there's a lot of talent, and especially the Kings showed what they can do as a bunch of guys coming together, and they were on their way up. And hopefully this Pro 12 or Pro 14 will keep them together as a group, and they will make us proud as South Africans in that competition.
Final questions, gents? I think thank you very much.
Thank you.